My name is Purpelle Tramble, and October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so I just wanted to share my story. We hit it off right from the start. He was the nicest person in the beginning. I did my best to help him where I could. He was taking care of his mother. They were staying in a motel, and I felt sorry for him and for her. One day he even stole some groceries. He told me we were going to have a barbecue, so I didn't really think anything of it. His friend picked us up, and they even had a list for what they wanted to get. I wanted to come in, and he said, "No, you stay here." He walked right out with groceries. Next thing I know, we went to the Anacostia River and set up a pit, and I was like, "You must have spent a fortune." And he said, "No, I didn't pay for anything. I just went right in and walked right out." This was a red flag, or should have been a red flag. Then came the day he snapped on me out of the blue. I felt his hands around my neck and the pressure of being held down on the bed, all because for once I said no. I just knew that was the end, and I prayed to God to help me. After that, I got a lawyer and decided to file a civil protection order. There I was now on my own in a big city, fearing for my life. I remember when the day came to go to court. I was like, what the hell am I doing here? The judge was a total asshole. He laughed because apparently the dude, for one, it took them forever to even find us two. It was dope that I was able to find some free legal help or whatever, and they were able to serve it. But anyway, that was a whole thing for them to even find it. So then when we had the court date, granted, I'm still working. I have to tell them at work, not necessarily exactly all my business, but having to go from there and then go to work, that was a whole thing. And then dude not showing up a couple of times, and then that one last time, he did show up, he had a smirk on his face. And so then, that's what I'm saying, the judge was a total asshole, because then, he's pretty much making a mockery or laughing because dude drew a pumpkin next to his signature, and it just so happened that day in court was Halloween, October 31st, 2017. So within a week or so after that, I asked God for a sign, am I really supposed to be here in DC? I mean, what's up? Because, a lot of things that have been going wrong, or maybe they were going right, as far as your path in life, maybe something was pulling me away from it. Also because I was dealing with another situation where that was the whole reason why I was seeing dude, was because I was in another situation that was toxic for me, and I was trying to move away from him and, see somebody new, and then it turns out to be this dude. Okay, so literally the day after I asked God for a sign, the fire happened at where I was living in, Northwest in DC, and I was literally just getting ready for work, and then, next thing I know, I'm hearing my roommate screaming, asking for his brother, where you at, dude? And then I opened the door, because I got out the shower, I made me a nice omelet. I'm trying to eat it off the door, and all the smoke comes through. And I'm like, oh my, it's that fight or flight, thing. Everything was right there. That was what was the blessing was, I had my bag packed for work, so I had my bag packed to leave. So I was like, okay, underwear, check, shoes, check. And then I didn't really worry about it, I just tied up my robe, my purple robe, I tied up my other, and I was out of there. But looking back in retrospect, I'm thinking, hey, here it is, there's all this smoke, but literally there could be fire beyond that smoke. So I didn't even think about that. I just was like, how this house, in my mind, I'm like, how the house is set up. You just run right out, run downstairs, there's the door. So then the door, and I seen the smoke cleared a little bit, and then I'm opening up the door to see the firemen. I didn't hear what he was saying. So, he came up to the car, the cop car later, because I was in the car talking to him, to the officer about it, and he was like, "Hey, I just wanted to come and meet you," and he's like, "Are you okay?" 'Cause I'm the one that saw you when you came out, and I was like, what was really dope is that, the things that were able to be saved. Later on, when I moved back to Seattle, I told them the story, they were like, well, you should have asked them for a more subtle sign. A couple of questions here. How long ago was this experience? Again, it was 3 years ago in October 2017. What did I learn? I learned that you really can't, I knew this before, but this experience just really opened up to where, you really can't trust everybody, and you have to just take your time. I learned who is for me and who is not, and you have that knowledge, and then you just move forward with that knowledge, and the decisions that you make will just reflect that, So, so what are your goals now? Or what's my goals moving forward? Right now, I'm just focusing on, my building my studio at Purpelle Productions. I've been taking a break on freelancing, just working on projects that I have been putting off, and it's like rekindling. Yeah, is that the right word? That passion, investing in your dreams. Like now, with this whole pandemic, the blessing with that is I've been able to take my time. I've been moving forward. I'm just going to keep creating and keep, doing what I've been doing. What would be my advice to women who are victims? Advice would be to take your time. Or for me, I'm going to take my time, but for you, also take your time and getting to know people, because even people that have been married 20 years, I know that some have told me that they still don't even know this person. There's always something new to learn about a person, or about it's all about everyone, because there's so many layers, and some people, they hold a lot of things in, Women that are already in those situations of domestic violence, don't be afraid to open up, or, if it's a really serious situation too, to get that help and to get that restraining order, even if you have to go back to where, you live there. If there's kids involved, you're gonna have to reach out and just, and get some help. We've seen the movies like What's Love Got to Do with It and stuff like that, and there's always been a risk involved, but making those choices make or break you, and sometimes will, decide whether you, live or die. As we make people aware, I think there's a lot of things that are factors involved as well, and someone who drinks and then they beat on the person, so then you blame the alcohol, he had a bad day on the job, or she had a bad day on the job and she took it out on it. That still goes back to, I would say, doing the inner work, and creating that balance. I hope you guys stay safe above all, and love each other, because love is what we need above all else. Peace.